Hi, and welcome back to Not So Radical. I'm your host, Peter, and today we're talking about the dangers of H.R.1 as well as Joe Biden being cut off. Now, here we have Steven Crowder, a very credible person. Him and his team do extensive fact checking at the risk of being deplatformed, censored by left wing media. So, let's get into this.
In President Joe Biden. Watch this clip.
Do the many more things we know we have to do. So I want to thank you all. I really mean it from the bottom. I want to thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm happy to take questions if that's what I'm supposed to do, Nance, whatever you want me to do.
You could see Nancy Pelosi kind of look over and be like, am I supposed to give him questions? I don't have any questions for him. Does Joe know about this? I mean, they obviously have no faith in him to take questions that aren't scripted or when he doesn't have a teleprompter in front of him, besides of his lack of appearance in the media as of lately, especially with the amount of concerning things going on in our country. But that's enough of old Joe and disabilities and, I mean, medical conditions he may or may not have. Depends who you ask. But let's move on further. Let's move on to H.R.1. I mean, that bill is a clusterfuck in itself. But let's take a look. I think it's 3330 is, yep, right over here. Sorry about that.
Allows same-day and automatic registration. I don't know how that'll work when ballots get returned before they're sent out.
Oops.
Expand early voting. It prohibits any kind of voter ID. Prohibits signature requirement. That one.
Whoa. So, okay. Prohibiting identification requirements. So you don't need identification to vote. I mean, might as well just tell people to vote several times. Just keep voting. I mean, they don't require anything. You just go up, whatever. Let's make the laws, after there's so much question about our previous election, let's just make the laws even looser. Oh, the District of Columbia residents deserve voting representation. I believe there's about like 700,000 people there in that area. And if you turn into a statehood, that would automatically guarantee 2 more Senate seats for Democrats for till the end of time. So, I mean, if that isn't bias in any way, I mean, that's crazy. It'd be like saying, hey, let's split up Texas into 4 different states, and it'd automatically go Republican. It just makes no sense. Let's extend the date when there was so much question about the previous election, and let's extend the date so they can just keep counting votes, and more votes appear. Oh, we don't only have this many votes. Oh, we have more votes. This bill is dangerous, to say the least.
It doesn't even make sense. That's not. They try to say voter ID because of literacy tests. Just you know what? How about a fingerprint? How about the Golden Corral? Just some greasy smears from the popcorn shrimp. As long as it's consistent, mandates no excuse absentee vote.
I mean, honestly, a greasy smear is probably more legitimate than no ID.
Voting 1 absentee ballot application for all future elections.
Wow.
Forces states to accept mail-ins up to 10 days after the election day. It allows for ballot harvesting. It allows 16-year-olds to register to vote. It has
16-year-olds to register to vote too. What a great idea. We don't trust them to drink, to join the army, to handle any adult things in that fashion, but we're going to let them vote on President of the United States and people that make laws about their jewel pods and people that buy them alcohol underage. Let's give them voting rights.
They want to have districts redrawn by unelected bureaucrats, limits the ability to clean up voter rolls, and basically it legalizes fraud. Oh, also, by the way, as we've all been clamoring for, it'll make the cesspool of filth and sadness that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's asinine to say the least. It is crazy. And then there's another segment in here. Let me get to it over here.
Quickly, in European countries, they find these changes absolutely absurd. Most of them either outright ban or limit
so they're
mail-in
racist.
voting. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
63% of the EU only allow mail-in votes for people living.
The EU, they ban mail-in voting because it's so susceptible to fraud, but our current administration wants to expand mail-in voting, make it mandatory, and you automatically get mail-in ballots, and you automatically get absentee ballots, and there was already enough question about this election, but now you're going to expand on everything people were concerned about, and basically the question of the election and the fraud or lack of fraud that happened, or no fraud, whatever you think about that. The question of that and never being resolved, honestly, is the primary incitement that people stormed the Capitol in the first place. And just to remind everybody, not a single gun was recovered from the Capitol riot. And when they were in the media saying they had weapons, bombs, makeshift this, that, and so on and so forth, they had firearms, it was not true. But this H.R.1 bill is a clusterfuck, to say the least.
Abroad. Completely living abroad. 78% of organization. This is I don't know what this organization is exactly, but apparently it's some kind of a golden international standard.
Okay.
Again, the sources are available at ladderwithcrowder.com. 78% of Organization for Economic Cooperation members and Development.
They do not allow mail-in ballots, or they at least require a photo ID to get a mail-in ballot. But our government, they not only say, hey, you can have a mail-in ballot or absentee ballots, but you don't even need an ID or a signature. Talk about securing the next election. I mean, if you want to secure the election so it's open to mass fraud and question and violence, you're on a great path. But this should concern all Americans, no matter what side of the fence you are on. I don't care who wins or loses. Yeah, might be a little salty if my candidate doesn't win, but I just want a free, fair election where everybody's held to the same standard. What is the problem with that? I do not understand it, and that's just another little short video that came up, and I just felt like I needed to say something about it because me and many people just are speaking up because they can't anymore. They see this stuff going on and they can't help it but to say anything. I have so many people being like, hey, thank you for speaking up. I mean, I myself don't like to get into politics. I don't like to talk about this kind of stuff, but like, it's come to a point where I just feel like I have to say something. I don't even recognize the country I'm living in right now. It's going down a dark path, and I'm scared for future kids I may or may not have, but that's it. Figured I'd pump out another video today. But that'll be it for this weekend. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll get back to you guys on Monday. Peace.